And hello and welcome to Trial TV Live. I am the Squeegee of Justice. I got kitty action up there. Thank you guys for joining us in what will be sad. It's the passing of Rob and Michele Singer-Reiner at the hands of their son, Nick, or allegedly at this point. So, thank you guys for joining us. Let's see. Marlene and Sassy Fan, welcome to Rabbit Ears. Iowa Backyard, good to see you. Sherry, Gracie, good to see you. Richard, you are here now. Linda, you made it over, fantastic. Sherry and Pammy, Brett. Hopefully nobody spilled their drinks. We experienced turbulence in the portal. I am your pilot. I'm not your co-pilot. I am your pilot. P. Cooper, Jane, bam, landed right where I wanted to be. Fantastic. The dispenser for air sickness pills has a button to release your pill. It looks like a like button, so feel free to click the dispenser. Good one, Brad. I like that. JMS, good morning and hello. Hellrider, good to see you. Ambi, you made it over. Squid Kid, hello again. Or I guess hello for the first time. Andrea, good to see you. And Ambi, 13th Juror, hello. Let's see. Jane, South Dakota friends might have turbulence issues with the winds they're experiencing. Green-Eyed Cat and Mary, good to see you guys. Allie, hello to you. Allie C. All right. Soshana and Crazy Mary Joe. Pammy, good to see you. I missed the meathead. I know. Jaded Wonder, Sakari, I didn't get portaled over. Oh, sorry to hear that. Oh, cool. Hellrider, you got the big mug? Awesome. Thank you, man. Appreciate that. All right. Debbie and Carol, Red Snap, good to see you guys. Crazy Mary Joe, I think I got everybody. Gina. IA9 skips over here. Good. All right. Jennifer King and Jenny Lynn. Nan R, good to see you guys. All right, let's get started. This one's going to be, it's sad. It's sad. All right, here, give me a second. I have to switch this over to the Reiners. All right. So Michele Singer-Reiner and Rob Reiner, they are the victims. Rob was 78. Michele was 70. Nick Reiner, their son, is 32. So this happened December 14th of 2025. Nick is charged with 2 counts of first degree and then 1 with a special circumstance for multiple murders. Judge presiding is Teresa McGonigal. Seriously? Is that her name really McGonigal? McGonick? Wow. Prosecution is Habib Balian and Jonathan Chung. And defense is Alan Jackson. All right, so Rob and Michele Singer-Reiner were found deceased inside their Los Angeles County home after authorities conducted a welfare check prompted by concerns for their well-being. Both were pronounced dead at the scene. Investigators quickly determined the circumstances surrounding their passing was suspicious. Said the case was classified as a homicide investigation. Due to the active nature of this investigation, officials initially released limited details, including withholding the specific causes of passing while forensic testing and autopsies were completed. Now, their son, Nick, he was later identified by investigators as a person of interest and has since been charged in connection with their passing. Prosecutors allege the deletions were intentional, though the precise sequence of events and any motives will ultimately be addressed in court. Now, they went to a party the night before, that night. So this obviously is Hollywood. Rob Reiner is royalty as far as Hollywood is concerned. And we'll hear all about it. We'll go through his career, starting with his father, Carl, and then Rob was an accomplished actor, and then an even more accomplished director. So this occurred in Hollywood, and they were at Conan O'Brien's party the night before. And Nick has a history of substance abuse, and apparently he showed up at this party, and it was everybody was dressed up, and he shows up in a hoodie, and he's walking around. And just getting in people's faces, I guess, and asking, "Who are you?" And apparently, dad and son got into a very heated argument, and they left. And then then they're found. And then I guess they multiple stab wounds to both, and their throats were slashed. That's what we're hearing right now. So whether or not that changes, but that's what we're hearing right now. So Nick remains in custody without bond. His arraignment has been postponed for three weeks at the request of the defense, which is Alan Jackson, and we'll hear all about this. We'll actually watch that. And it's now scheduled for January 7th of 2026. Now, if convicted, Reiner faces potential sentence, life in prison, or DP. California does still have it, even though they don't use it. They've put a moratorium on it, but they do still use it. Or I mean, they don't use it, but they do have it on the table. Court filings also indicate that the defendant had acknowledged a years-long struggle with addiction, which many factor into future proceedings. So, he's been in and out of rehab maybe 10 or 15 times. I think he started using heroin when he was 15, I believe. I think it was 15. And he's a lost soul. He's just a lost soul, and he's just trying to find his way through life. He's got a father who is Hollywood royalty. His grandfather is Hollywood royalty, and he's just trying to find out where he fits in. Where does he fit in? All right, so let's start. We're going to go through just some news clips, and we're going to tell the story. If you guys missed any of it, we're going to go ahead and we're going to tell the story. So sit back and let's check this all out. And Aaron put together a fantastic video as well, which we'll watch at the end, of press conferences and everything such as that. But for now, we're going to go through the news clips first, and then we'll get into the press conference and the pretrial, or the arraignment that was asked for a continuance.
We are following this breaking news right now on Eyewitness News. There is a death investigation at a home in Brentwood on Chadbourne Avenue. Right now, we do know that there are two victims. We're told a 78-year-old man and a 68-year-old woman. The LAPD homicide unit is on the scene. You're looking live at that scene in Brentwood right now. Air 7 is over the situation.
All right, so that was the breaking news. Where's my thumbnail? Jeez, my stuff is all out of whack on this one. All right, so that's when it was first coming in. So that was Sunday night. You guys remember? That was Sunday night. And if you are not aware of what happened, we're going to go through a little timeline here of news events. But that was when it was first reported, and they just said it was two people, and we're like, wow, who is this? What's going on? And then more and more information came out.
We begin with a breaking news. We begin with a breaking news update now, as legendary movie maker Rob Reiner and his wife Michele were found dead in their Southern California home in Brentwood.
Sources tell ABC News that Reiner and his wife were found stabbed to death Sunday afternoon. The Los Angeles Police Department say they have not identified a suspect and no arrests have been made.
Now, when I tell you that we have not identified a suspect, it doesn't mean that we're not working the case. We will not identify a suspect until that person is identified as a suspect, and we're legally seeking them if there is a crime to be reported and if that person is a suspect in that crime.
Rob Reiner is the son of comedy icon Carl Reiner and forged his own path in Hollywood in the 1970s. He played the son-in-law to Archie Bunker on the hit sitcom All in the Family. After the show ended, Reiner turned to directing, making his debut with the mockumentary This Is Spinal Tap. He'd go on to make beloved classics, including The Princess Bride, When Harry Met Sally, and A Few Good Men. Rob Reiner was 78 years old. We will have more on this story in the next half hour.
And Michele Singer was a photographer, cinematographer as well. So and they met on the set of When Harry Met Sally. So that's where they met. All right. So the story is developing, right? Story is developing. We're trying to just sort of find out what happened. Now we've identified that it was Rob and Michele Singer. So let's continue on and see where the next news clip takes us.
We want to show you this.
So this is the arrest of Nick. And then I have a video I want to show you as well.
We want to show you this just in. Photos we are getting just now from the Los Angeles Police Department. We have not seen these until this moment. We're looking at them with you. Police making that arrest of Nick Reiner overnight Sunday around the USC area, which of course is quite a distance from the Brentwood area, but that's where he was located. We were told this is where the arrest happened. And now these photos have now just been released by LAPD. You see Nick Reiner there appearing to be on the ground during the arrest.
Yeah, and we know that there, again, there was so much investigation happening within this case for police to find this person of interest, obviously the son. We now are, again, he has not been cleared, medically cleared, so we don't know exactly how DA Hochman is going to present the charges, when Reiner will then be appearing in court. We don't know. We're not going to, I don't think we're going to get a lot of details, as many people are very curious about what happened to his parents. We know he attended a holiday party. We saw last night on Jimmy Kimmel that I believe Michelle and Barack Obama, at least we know Michelle Obama, they were going to be visiting with the Reiners on Sunday night. They obviously were close with them. They were devastated to hear about this murder as well.
Yeah, so that was the arrest. Just pictures, but I have the video. It's far away video. Okay, this is interesting. This is Nick walking around. I guess it was like a gas station. After he did this, it's pretty chilling. So I don't know if he has also he's done a lot of drugs. I mean, he's not shy about that. We know that he's been addicted. He's been homeless. I think he said he was homeless in Maine, Texas, and Florida. I'm sorry, Maine, Texas. Where else was he? Anyway, I know that he said he's been homeless in several states. He's been homeless for days on end, for weeks on end. He's had a troubled life. He's just trying to figure out where he fits in all of this.
Breaking news, this video just in moments ago. It shows Nick Reiner being arrested right near USC. You can see an LAPD unit racing to the intersection of Exposition and Vermont. Once an officer gets out of the car, you can see Reiner put his hands up. Moments before this, Reiner was seen across the street and inside a convenience store purchasing a drink. That's him there. This all happened Sunday night, hours after his father, actor-director Rob Reiner, and his mother, Michelle, were found dead inside their Brentwood home. Earlier today, Reiner was formally charged with his parents' murders.
All right, so that was hours afterwards. Yeah, that was hours afterwards. So he's just like walking around. Yeah, Lily Wayne. Yeah, it was an event where you dress up, and he showed up in a hoodie, and he was getting in people's faces, saying, "Who are you?" And I think it was Bill Hader that he went up to, and they exchanged words, and then dad and son then exchanged words, and then they left, and then that happened. Snowcat, she goes to that gas station every day. The workers said he was acting weird for a few weeks. Okay. Yeah, Pammy, his physical appearance has changed. Yeah, now he's got. He shaved his head, basically. He gained some weight in some other photos that we've seen. All right, so now I'm going to show you the arrest. This is 3 minutes. It's just raw footage from the, but now it's raw footage from the gas station. But now we know where to look. It's in the very very upper part, top part. But we'll check this out. And there's no audio, but I just want to see if he comes. So it's way up at the top of the top. Let's just see. Keep an eye on the top part there. And this is about 3 minutes, so it happens maybe 2 minutes in or so. Just Shamrock. Yes, he had checked into the hotel. Let's see. It was the Pierside Hotel in Santa Monica, either late Saturday night or early Sunday morning after. So it's called the Pierside Hotel, and he checked into the Pierside Hotel either late Saturday night or early Sunday morning. And actually, the cleaning folks said that the shower and there it happened. Yep. So he just got arrested. Here I am talking and I missed it. So that's them arresting him, and now people are all going out to see what happened. So he just got arrested. It's up there on the upper right, pretty much in the center of the. Let me rewind that so I can see it. So now we know where it is. Yep. Okay. So you see that truck, that SUV with the brake lights? That's where it is. So I'm going to rewind it. We can see it again. So watch that SUV. See the SUV, here it comes. There it turned, and there's the arrest. Wow, there's actually quite a lot of cars that pulled in. Interesting. Yeah, so the cleaning staff said that the shower area was like full of blood, and I don't know how he got into the hotel. If he was just covered in blood, how did he get into the hotel without being noticed? You know? All right, so that's pretty much it. Everybody's going to go and check it out. So I like that. I thought that was good. That's just the raw footage, nobody talking. All right, so now we're going to get a little timeline. So now let me pull this up.
For the first time, we are seeing what?
All right, let's check this out.
For the first time, we are seeing what happened in the moments leading up to Nick Reiner's arrest. This video shared with NBC4 shows officers surrounding him as he puts his hands up. NBC4's Brittany Hope is live at the Reiner home in Brentwood. And Brittany, can you break down the timeline of this for us?
Yeah, good morning. So Rob and Michelle were found here at their home on Sunday afternoon, dead in their room, and that was at about 3:40. So hours later, this new surveillance footage shows us their son, Nick. He's near the USC campus, and he seems really calm in the moments before he was arrested in his parents' murder. So let's show you that video. In this first clip, it shows him walking across the Arco gas station Sunday night. He's wearing a green and black jacket with a white stripe, jeans, a hat, and he's carrying that red backpack. He goes inside the AM/PM store and walks through the aisles. The store owner tells us he bought a Gatorade and spent about 2 minutes inside. He then walks down Exposition Boulevard, crossing Vermont Avenue, turns left, and crosses the metro tracks, ending up on the corner across the street right in front of a USC housing building. So you'll see one police car drive by. Seconds later, that car turns around and a bunch of other law enforcement cars swarm around Nick Reiner. He raises his hands, surrenders, and is arrested. LAPD said that this all happened at 9:15 on Sunday night. The next morning on Monday is when he was booked into jail, and that's where he's been ever since, being held without bail. Reporting live in Brentwood, Brittany Hope for Today in LA.
All right, hold on, Tosh. So he was clean when he checked in late or early Sunday morning, and he never checked out. Right, bloody room was found by staff. Think he left the hotel, did the act, came back and cleaned up. Because he was living on parents, on Rob and Michele Singer's. They had a guest house, and he was staying there. I know he was staying there, and by all accounts, from what I've seen, things were changing. Things were changing around. Rob directed the movie that Nick wrote. Things were changing. It seems like things were going in a good direction, right? It seems like things were going in a good direction for the whole family, and then this happened, So, Mama says he had a room key on his phone. Check-in can be done on the phone, which gave him access to any door in the hotel. Okay. They said he appeared sober. That doesn't mean he was sober. Right? Snowcatter says, so Sherry says, a very good friend's son lives on Chadbourne in Brentwood. He and his wife knew the Reiners and said the entire neighborhood is a mess. I'm sure. Mary, room first, that makes more sense. So he got the room, he does this, and then he comes back and he cleans up, but he'd still be he'd have to sneak in, right? You can't just walk past, the door person and the front desk and be just covered in blood, right? Notice the car in the center of the gas station with camera was a cop too, pulled out wrong way and drove across the street. They were watching. Yeah, I noticed that as well. I think it was a white car, right? It's a white car, Iowa says. Sherry, her son's name is Brent and owns the Den on Sunset, a bar and grill. It's quite the spot to hang out. Oh, cool. And it's Brentwood and his name is Brent. That's really funny. Hellrider says, it sounds like he tried to delete himself. Because blood found in the hotel room. Huh. Interesting. Yeah, it'd be interesting to see if he had any wounds on him. That's a good point. Yeah, P. Cooper, he may have self-harmed and it's his blood, we just don't know. Good. Yeah, good assessing, you guys. Hey, Jana, how are you? Good to see you. Joanne, I'm assuming if he was a drug addicted, he would be going through withdrawal in jail, possibly why his appearance in court didn't happen. Yeah, I've heard that as well. Lily Wayne, the people at Conan's party said he was high at the party. Arwen, yep, Spinal Tap 2 is the last movie. Pretty sure about that as well. Pammy, side doors all over the hotels? Possible. Yeah, that's true. Depends on how rooms were set up. Some rooms have access from the street. That's true. Yeah, he didn't necessarily have to go through the lobby. It could have been, let's see. Yes, Aaron has photos. Let's get to the photos. Aaron has some photos of the, here's some photos. Aaron has photos of the room. I'm sorry, of the pier side. So let's get to that. And then we'll continue on. We have quite a lot more to go, so hang with us. So this is where Nick was staying at. All right, so this is where he was staying at. So that's the pier side. So literally it's right there on the pier, right? So it seems like you do have to go through some sort of, I'm not saying it's like bungalows and all that stuff. Like it doesn't look like it's bungalows where you could just access it, like some places, some hotels. Like to me, it seems like you have to go through a what do you call it? The downstairs area, right? What do you think? And we have some more photos. Aaron pulled some more photos. So here's another shot of it. Yeah, it seems like there's like a lobby, right? I mean, I guess if he's coming in at like 3 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning, maybe nobody's there. I don't know. What do you guys think? Alan Jackson, Arwen. AJ would be Alan Jackson. Yeah, it seems like there's a lobby, right? It seems like it's like you don't have access. Like some of these they're like bungalow style and you can like access them. But it does look like an office building. Yeah. Aaron says it looks like an office building. Wouldn't he have to get a card key first? Sakari says. Well, I guess okay. So if he got the if he got the key card first, then he did this, and then he went back. That would make sense. Instead of just showing up bloodied and saying, "I want a room," yeah, they call police as well. Yeah, there has to be more entrances than just the lobby. I agree, but I'm not seeing like you could just enter, your room right off the street, is what I'm saying. So, and then here's the, if you notice, here's the mural. This pretty cool mural. So there's the mural that Aaron used. See the background? See the thumb? There's the this is where the thumbnail came from. So Aaron pulled this from the this is the pool. This is the pool area. That's pretty cool. So you see the thumbnail? So that's where Aaron pulled the for the thumbnail. That's pretty cool. So that's the pool. See, there's the mural, and there's the background of the thumbnail. So that's the pool area. It's pretty cool, right? Here it is again. Let me see. Hold on. Wait, hold on. So this is the so that's the side of the building. That's the side of the building. Sorry. Just hold it there. Right? So that's the side of the building. It does look like an office building, doesn't it? Like that's the only splash of color on the entire building. Right? It is cool, right? All right. All right, so that was okay. So now we're going to get to Rob's career, and they will talk about Michele Singer as well. So we like to, in case you guys are not familiar with Rob Reiner and his career,
as reported earlier,
this is a nice tribute. I like this tribute. It's a nice tribute to him.
Investigation into the murder of director Rob Reiner and his wife continues tonight. Senior arts correspondent Jeffrey Brown looks back at his life and his work.
Rob Reiner was born into show business. His father, Carl, a legendary television comedy pioneer whose credits included creating The Dick Van Dyke Show. His mother, Estelle, an actress and singer. He first came to national prominence as Michael Meathead Stivic.
Where's your tie? Well, I tried, Gloria, but it doesn't look good with an empty neck.
Shaggy-haired son-in-law to Carol O'Connor's bigoted Archie Bunker in Norman Lear's game-changing sitcom that ran for 8 seasons in the 1970s and brought Reiner 2 Emmys for Best Supporting Actor.
Hi, how are you?
His move to directing began with the 1984 mockumentary This Is Spinal Tap.
There's some problems here. I don't even know where to start.
You'd like bigger bread?
A spoof of an aging rock band that would become a cult classic. He just recently brought out a sequel, Spinal Tap 2, The End Continues. Then a string of hits in a wide variety of genres, including the coming-of-age tale Stand By Me in 1986, based on a Stephen King novel.
Surrender.
1987's Princess Bride.
Very well, accept.
Will you promise not to hurt this man?
Yes!
1989's When Harry Met Sally, co-written with Nora Ephron, starring Billy Crystal and Meg Ryan, a defining romantic comedy of its era. That's Reiner's mother, Estelle, in one of the film's most memorable scenes.
I'll have what she's having.
Misery, a horror film from 1990, was based on another Stephen King thriller.
I don't give a damn!
And the military courtroom drama A Few Good Men in 1992.
I did the job. Did you order the code red? You're goddamn right I did!
Starring Jack Nicholson, Tom Cruise, and Demi Moore. It brought Reiner his only Oscar nomination for Best Film. The movie...
Like, I had no idea that he did Misery. I had no idea he directed Misery. I had no idea he directed Stand By Me. I saw both of those. Well, I saw Stand By Me in the theaters. Misery I've seen probably 3 or 4 times. Spinal Tap, of course. Love that movie. Never saw A Few Good Men or Wolf of Wall Street. Didn't even know he did those. It's like he's like one of those directors, at least in my mind. I wasn't familiar with his directing. I wasn't familiar with his directing capabilities and just amazing. I mean, just amazing. Just had no idea.
These would continue, as would his occasional acting, including in Martin Scorsese's 2013 film, The Wolf of Wall Street, with Leonardo DiCaprio. Reiner would also become known for his activism on behalf of liberal political causes, including overturning a ban on same-sex marriage, first in California, then at the national level. And he was a frequent critic of President Trump, calling him a threat to democracy. Reiner spoke of his involvement in politics in a 2023 appearance on the NewsHour, marking the death of Norman Lear.
But from Norman, I got this idea that you could use your celebrity, you could use your fame, and you could do something good with it. And I took that to heart, and I've done things with my celebrity that I probably wouldn't have done it had I not had that path.
He also combined his art and politics, making the 2024 documentary God and Country, a critique of the rise of Christian nationalism. Reiner was married for 10 years to Penny Marshall, also an actor and director. He adopted her daughter before their divorce in 1981. He met Michele Singer on the set of When Harry Met Sally, where she served as director of photography. He later said falling in love with her led him to change the film to have a happy ending. The couple had 3 children. Their son Nick, now 32, and being held on suspicion of homicide, had spoken openly in the past about his struggles with drug abuse, including in 2016 for an interview with Amna on ABC News about the film Being Charlie, directed by Rob and co-written by Nick, about the story of a drug-addicted teen clashing with his famous father.
Was there ever a moment when you thought this is too much, I don't want him to know all this?
The father character initially was harsh on him, and I, believe it or not, was not wanting the character to be that villainous, and it was hard for him for a while to think that I thought of him that way, and to convince him that that's not how I felt, but that, you know, fathers do get in that mode sometimes when they're trying to help their kid who is in danger.
I did think that. I mean, the father originally was written as a very black and white bad guy, and I thought, oh God, that's what Nick thinks of me.
Today, tributes to Rob Reiner poured in. Ron Howard wrote, he proved to be a superlative filmmaker, a supportive colleague, and at all times a dedicated citizen. Kathy Bates, who starred in Misery, told the NewsHour, he was brilliant and kind, a man who made films of every genre to challenge himself as an artist. He changed the course of my life. Barack Obama wrote, beneath all of the stories he produced was a deep belief in the goodness of people. Michele Singer-Reiner was 70. Rob Reiner was 78. For the PBS NewsHour, I'm Jeffrey Brown.
All right, so that's a little retrospective on him and his career. Now we're going to go to watch Aaron put this together. So you guys can thank Aaron for all of this. Snowcatish, the Reiners truly love Nick to death. They never gave up on their son. It's so sad. I know. It really is. Hellrider, I didn't see any bad movies he made. All were top shelf. I'm in agreement. I can't, I mean, everything that was mentioned there, I'm like, even though I haven't seen some of them, they were all like, I knew of them. They were, you know, hits, box office hits. Critics love them. Obviously, people love them because it was a box office hits. Well, let's see how much money has his movies made. How much money has Rob Reiner's movies made? Let's see if we can find that out. All right, so When Harry Met Sally, Stand By Me, Princess Bride, Misery, and A Few Good Men collectively earned around $500 million. And then Castle Rock Entertainment. Yep. Which also produced Seinfeld, Shawshank Redemption, and his own movies. So he's estimated at $200 million. So just 5 of his directed films made nearly $500 million. Castle Rock. See, I didn't even know he had Castle Rock. I didn't realize that was him. So he leaves behind a massive fortune. So he's estimated worth $200 million. So he's a co-founder of Castle Rock Entertainment. Didn't know that. They produced Seinfeld, Shawshank Redemption. I knew he was married to Penny Marshall from 71 to 81. I knew that. So he adopted her daughter, Tracy. So amazing. Yeah, I didn't know about Castle Rock. It's Castle Rock Entertainment. It's not Castle Rock the movie or the series. It's Castle Rock Entertainment. So let's see, Castle Rock Entertainment. Castle Rock Entertainment. All right, so it was founded in 1987 by Martin Schaefer, Rob Reiner, Andrew Scheinman, Glenn Padnick, and Alan Horn. So Rob Reiner named it after, of course, Stephen King and the setting of several stories. So we get that. It was originally backed by Coca-Cola. Let's see. So they did Stand By Me, yep, which we all know about. Let's see, what films has Castle Rock done? List of Castle Rock Entertainment. All right. Winter People, When Harry Met Sally, Lord of the Flies, Spirit of 76, Sibling Rivalry, Misery, City Slickers, Late for Dinner, Year of the Comet, Honeymoon in Vegas, Mr. Saturday Night, A Few Good Men, Amos and Andrew, In the Line of Fire, Needful Things, Malice, Josh and Sam SAM, City Slickers 2, Little Big League, North, Barcelona, Shawshank Redemption, Before Sunrise, For Better or Worse, Dolores Claiborne, Forget Paris, Beyond Rangoon, Run of the Country, The American President, Othello, Dracula, Dead and Loving It, A Midwinter's Tale, City Hall, Lone Star, Striptease, Alaska, The Spitfire Grill, Extreme Measures, Ghost of Mississippi, gosh, Hamlet, Some Mother's Son, Waiting for Guffman, man, Suburbia, Absolute Power, Zero Effect, Palmetto, My Giant, Sour Grapes, The Last Days of Disco, Mickey Blue Eyes, The Story of Us, The Green Mile. Good Lord. Unbelievable. Bait, Best in Show, again, so he's stuck with the Spinal Tap guys. So Best in Show is awesome. Again, Lost Souls, Proof of Life, Miss Congeniality, Hearts in Atlantis. Now this is just, he didn't direct these, but this is what Castle Rock was involved with. Murders by Number, The Salton Sea, The Adventures of Pluto Nash, 2 Weeks Notice, Kangaroo Jack, Dreamcatcher, A Mighty Wind, another awesome movie, Alex and Emma, Envy, Before Sunset, The Polar Express, Kangaroo Jack, G'day USA, Miss Congeniality 2, For Your Consideration, Music and Lyrics, Fracture, In the Land of Women, No Reservations, Michael Clayton, Sleuth, The Bucket List. I mean, it just goes on and on and on. It's just amazing. Before Midnight, Friends with Benefits. Did you hear about the Morgans, Chaos Theory? So those are all, yeah, this is all Castle Rock. Yeah, Jane, Castle Rock is huge. I see them all the time. Like I when we watch shows or movies and I see Castle Rock Entertainment, I'm like, oh, okay, yeah. And I try to remember the movies that I watch and say, okay, I have to follow that production company. So I get that. I had no idea that he was involved with this. Yeah, Arwen, yep, Green Mile for sure. Hearts in Atlantis. Yeah, this is just amazing. I knew about Castle Rock Entertainment. I thought it was Stephen King. I thought he was involved with it because Castle Rock obviously is the location of a lot of his stories, and then the series Castle Rock, and I just assumed that was Stephen King that created that. So, all right. Yeah, Reiner is so enmeshed in our culture creatively since the 70s. I got to agree with that, Shannon. Got to agree with that. He really is. He really is. All right, so this next piece is like about 30 minutes or so. Aaron created this, and this is going to be like press conferences, arrests. This is where we'll hear about Alan Jackson, all of that. So sit back, and this is a little bit of a timeline of where we are, where we stand. What I read was his. Was Castle Rock. Let's get to while we're at it. Let's see, Rob Reiner films. Let's see what films he directed. Let's see this. If I can get to films he directed. Okay. Filmography. Okay, so here's what he directed. This is Spinal Tap, The Sure Thing, Stand By Me, The Princess Bride, When Harry Met Sally, Misery, A Few Good Men, North, The American President, Ghosts of Mississippi, The Story of Us, Alex and Emma, Rumor Has It, The Bucket List, Flipped, The Magic of Belle Island, And So It Goes, Being Charlie, LBJ, Shock and Awe, Albert Brooks, Defending My Life, Spinal Tap 2, The End Continues. So, and then he acted in Enter Laughing. This was in the 60s. Halls of Anger, Where's Papa? And I would get into the 70s. Summer Tree, Fire Sale, The Jerk. He was in The Jerk in 1979. This is Spinal Tap, of course. Throw Mama from the Train, Postcards from the Edge, Misery, Sleepless in Seattle, Bullets Over Broadway, Mixed Nuts, For Better or Worse, Bye Bye Love, The First Wives Club, Mad Dog Time, Primary Colors, Ed TV, he was in Ed TV, The Muse, The Story of Us, The Majestic, Alex and Emma, Dickie Roberts, former child star, Everyone's Hero, The Wolf of Wall Street, And So It Goes, Sandy Wexler, Shock and Awe, Family Squares, and then Spinal Tap 2. And then he was a writer, the Smothers Brothers. The Smothers Brothers Comedy Hour. He wrote 20 episodes for the Smothers Brothers. Wow. My mind is being blown. My mind is being blown. I watch Oscars when In Memoriam comes on. Yeah. He wrote 20 episodes for the Smothers Brothers. He wrote one episode for Happy Days, 1974. Just amazing, amazing. He was in Gomer Pyle, The Andy Griffith Show, Batman, That Girl. You guys remember That Girl? The Beverly Hillbillies, Room 222. Oh my God. The Partridge Family, All in the Family. I'm like going down memory lane right now. The Odd Couple. He hosted Saturday Night Live, Rockford Files, Free Country, Archie Bunker's Place, $1 Million Infield, Gary Shandling Show, Larry Shandling, Frasier. He was a voice. Curb Your Enthusiasm, okay. The Simpsons. He was in an episode of The Simpsons. 30 Rock. Real Time with Bill Maher. And then just a bunch of other stuff. Wow. Oh, and The Bear. He was in The Bear. Oh, that hasn't been released yet. Oh my gosh. He was in 3 episodes of The Bear. That's going to be tough to watch, that one. I love The Bear. That one's going to be tough because it's going to be posthumously. That's going to be tough. It's just unbelievable. Just unbelievable that he was involved in so many things. So many things. All right, so let's watch this. Aaron put this together. So this is about 30 minutes or so. So let's sit back and enjoy this.
Go ahead, Alan, do it.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. I'm Deputy Chief Alan Hamilton. I'm the Chief of Detectives for the Los Angeles Police Department. I'm going to give a brief statement, and then we're going to address any questions that we can. I understand there are going to be questions regarding what occurred here tonight. I will not be able to provide information in a lot of areas that questions may be getting asked, but I'll do the best I can. So at approximately 3:40 this afternoon, Los Angeles police officers, along with the Los Angeles City Fire Department, responded to the 200 block of Chadbourne Avenue here in the city of Brentwood. Upon arrival, they determined that there were 2 deceased individuals inside of the residence. The Los Angeles Police Department is now conducting an investigation at this residence here on Chadbourne, and that investigation will continue over the coming days. We will not be releasing any information regarding who was found deceased in the residence, because that will be done by the Los Angeles County Coroner's Office. So if there are any inquiries regarding the identity of the individuals that are deceased inside of the residence, that information will come from the LA County Coroner's Office. The current death investigation that is being conducted by the Los Angeles Police Department is going to be handled by the Homicide Special Section of Robbery Homicide Division of the Los Angeles Police Department. That investigation will move forward through the night, and tomorrow morning we will probably have additional information regarding what occurred here on Chadbourne and our investigation moving forward. We will not be releasing any further information regarding the investigation that is occurring here in Brentwood tonight. Our detectives will be responding along with our Forensic Science Division and our Technical Investigation Division investigators to conduct a full crime scene investigation and determine the appropriateness of the investigation moving forward. At this time, the Los Angeles Police Department is not seeking anyone as a suspect or as a person of interest or in any other manner, and we will not be doing that until we conduct our investigation and we move forward. That's all I have right now at this early preliminary stage of this investigation. If you have questions that I can answer, I will answer them. I would just ask you, please, if we do not have the ability to answer the questions, that you remain patient over the coming hours and over the coming days. Starting tomorrow morning, we will be responding and providing additional information as it becomes publicly available.
We're being told that we know who actually made the call that brought fire department and police officers here. Has that person known? Can you release who it was?
So we understand that the person reporting was here at the location. We're not going to release any information regarding the identity of that individual at this time.
Chief, why are you not looking? Chief, why are you not looking for a suspect?
Hold on, one at a time.
We're being told that a family member is being interviewed in connection to these deaths. Can you confirm that? And is that family member being cooperative?
There are going to be many family members interviewed. I'm not going to confirm whether someone's being interviewed at this time or not. We're going to try to speak to every family member that we can to get to the facts of this investigation.
Chief, why are you not looking for a suspect?
I'm sorry.
Chief, why are you not exactly looking for a suspect? Are you confident you know who did this?
We have not identified a suspect at this time.
Well, then shouldn't you be looking for one so these neighbors aren't worried about their own lives and their own safety?
Yeah, so at this time, after we determine, so I need everyone to understand something. In order to comply with the legal process, before we do anything here, we have to get a search warrant because there are issues regarding standing at this residence. So as long as those legal requirements are met, we can continue the investigation. Now, when I tell you that we have not identified a suspect, it doesn't mean that we're not working the case. We will not identify a suspect until that person is identified as a suspect and we're legally seeking them if there is a crime to be reported and if that person is a suspect in that crime.
Has anyone been detained for questioning?
Hold on.
Alan, has anyone been detained? No. Has anyone been detained yet for questioning? Are you questioning people now that could be possible suspects and or a person or persons of interest?
Specifically to your first question, no one has been detained. Specifically to your second question, no one is being interviewed.
What were the injuries? What were the injuries? We're being told that this is a stabbing.
Yeah, so we're not going to comment on the injuries at this time. That information will be coming forward in the coming days as it's publicly releasable. If it is part of the investigation and it is not publicly releasable, we will not be releasing it.
Are your detectives inside the home?
Hold on. One at a time. Whoa. Hold on, one at a time.
Sharon was up. Go ahead.
Are your detectives inside the home right now? Are they getting access to the home right now as we speak?
We're waiting for the legal process to move forward. We have to obtain a search warrant for the residence. As soon as that is complied with, we will be conducting a full crime scene investigation on the interior and the exterior of the residence and the surrounding neighborhood.
Just to follow up, Deputy Chief, is there somebody from the family not allowing detectives inside the home right now?
That's inconsequential. We have to comply with the legal process. It doesn't matter whether the family allows us in or not.
Detective, what are the
family members?
Hold on. Ma'am.
Have the family members been notified? The victim's family members been notified?
Have the family members been notified of what? That an incident occurred here?
That there were two victims?
I believe the family's aware.
In other words, why are you not releasing their names? They're out there, Chief.
That's going to be the Los Angeles County coroner that releases the information.
Chief, is this a homicide?
Ma'am, go ahead. Your question first.
Yes. Is this a homicide?
At this time, it's a death investigation. Again, until we get inside and we make a determination, we can't call it anything. So we're going to conduct that Hold on. We're going to conduct that investigation at the appropriate time. We will identify what kind of incident it is, and if it's determined to be a crime, we will seek the suspect, we will bring them to justice, and we will take them into custody.
The mayor has confirmed it's the Reiners. The mayor has already confirmed it's the Reiners. Can you tell us any more?
I can't speak for the mayor, but I can speak for the Los Angeles Police Department. The Los Angeles County coroner will identify the decedents that are inside of the residence.
Detective.
And that will be, hold on, that will be the official notification and the official identification of the decedents inside of the residence.
Under what circumstances were the bodies discovered?
I'm not going to address that. Ma'am?
More details about meeting the warrants and the family not letting you in. Can you just explain more?
Sure. There's a legal process whenever you're going to conduct an investigation at a crime scene in the state of California. There are certain requirements that you have to meet in order to conduct a thorough investigation. So you don't want to start a crime scene investigation and then have someone say, I need you guys to leave the residence right now. So we're going to, hold on, you asked a question, I'm going to answer. So we have to comply with the legal process. Once the warrant is signed and delivered, we will have access to the crime scene. We will conduct a full, thorough, impartial investigation. We will conduct additional investigations in the neighborhood around this area. And then with that information, we will go forward with the investigation, whether it is a death investigation or some other type of investigation.
Besides Robin's wife, were there other people?
And I do want to be clear, hold on, I want to be clear with one thing. Wherever we can be transparent and provide information to the public, we will release it as soon as we can.
It's been said.
One at a time.
Alan, do we have an ETA on the corner?
About when the decedents may have passed? Yeah?
No. That's going to be determined by the coroner. The coroner's not here.
It's been about 6 hours since the first report. Why is it taking so long to gain access to start this investigation?
I don't understand.
Well,
it's
been 6 hours since police were first called to the scene.
So just to be clear, there's an initial investigation when the patrol officers arrive. When they make a determination that detectives are needed, they will back out. We will conduct a sweep of the area to make sure that it's safe. And then we will comply with the legal process, and then we move forward. I'm not giving you the exact timeline on that, but I'm telling you that it's moving forward. Pete, you got another question?
Yes, a twofold question. One, how soon do we anticipate getting a warrant to where you're able to search the entire property, interior and exterior? Second, do we have an ETA on the coroner's arrival? And once they arrive and make an initial determination, will they be able to give you identification that you can then release?
We'll be obtaining the warrant in real time very shortly if we have not obtained it already. In terms of the coroner's ETA, I cannot tell you when their estimated time of arrival is.
Chief, so
we're already in communication with the coroner's office.
But as far as the overall investigation is concerned, beyond the initial determination, we have two decedents inside. We really haven't done anything in the way of any kind of forensics on the death scene itself, right?
That's correct. We've only done preliminary investigation at this point.
The bodies remain inside, correct, Chief?
No, okay, so nothing has occurred inside the house. The house is in the exact same state it was when the officers arrived, just to be clear.
Chief, are we safe in Brentwood tonight?
I'm sorry?
Are we safe in Brentwood tonight, Chief?
I can't hear you.
Are we safe in Brentwood, the neighbors of the community?
Oh, are we safe in Brentwood? I'm sorry. Yeah, so we have officers here at the scene. We have officers in the area. We're not looking for anyone in the Brentwood area at this point. We're not looking for anyone because we're still working on that part of the investigation.
Chief, besides the Reiners, Chief.
Hold on. Someone over here had a question.
What can you say about the fact that it's been reported it was the son of the family?
Oh, I don't understand.
Rob Reiner's son is.
What, reported by who?
People?
Okay, I don't know. People magazine or people in the. I don't know anything about that.
Chief,
that did not. Hold on. That did not come from the LAPD. Go ahead.
Deputy Chief, can you give us a sense of how many witnesses, if any, you guys have been able to talk to? Are there people you've been able to already touch base with who've been giving you useful information in terms of what unfolded inside that home?
So we've already been talking to the neighbors. We've already been canvassing the neighborhood and speaking to residents that live around this area. So that's part of our investigation. In terms of someone that may have information regarding what happened inside the residence, we're not going to release that information. That'll be part of the investigation.
We've confirmed. Were there other family members living?
There's been no report from the neighbors regarding hearing anything or seeing anything that we can release to the public.
Were there other family members residing inside the house besides Carl and his wife?
I don't have that information.
Timeline of this murder.
We haven't established that yet. We will establish that soon, and then that'll be part of the investigation.
Cause of death.
The part that is publicly releasable, we will release. The cause of death will be released by the LA County Coroner.
Are you looking into them being stabbed?
We're looking into getting the information from the LA County Coroner when it's available. Somebody had a question. Yes, ma'am.
Did they were in the home they were found?
We didn't say.
Were any weapons found at the scene?
We didn't say anything about weapons either.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. Thanks, everybody.
Chief, again, Alan, we're calling this a double homicide, correct?
This is it a death investigation at this point.
Why is the robbery homicide unit involved, sir? Are you able to explain that?
Well, it's a homicide. Yeah.
So what's the robbery aspect to it? Are you looking at robbery?
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to be flippant. Let me be specific. There was recently a change within the department. Robbery Homicide Division handles all homicides now in the city of Los Angeles. So I apologize. I didn't know if you knew that or not. All homicides occurring in the city of Los Angeles are now handled by Robbery Homicide Division as of the end of October. So we handle them all. Okay?
Next update.
All right, thanks, everybody.
Chief, next update.
Here, go ahead.
Good morning, everybody. It's Captain Mike Land from Media Relations Division. As I discussed earlier with you guys, the Chief has agreed to give you an update on the tragedy at the Reiner family home. Just understand this is based on some updates of the tireless work of our investigators from last night and through the night. We're still at the very early stages of this investigation, but again, Chief's prepared to answer any questions and give you a brief update. Thank you.
No, thank you. Thank you, Captain Bland. As he said, the information at this stage is still limited, but I'll share what we can. First of all, our hearts go out to the family and friends of the Reiners, a tragic incident. Yesterday at December 14th, about 3:40 in the afternoon, LAPD responded to a residence, the residence of Rob and Michele Reiner, located in West Los Angeles Division. At that location, they found two deceased adults, a male and a female. Through the night, working with the coroner's office, they were able to identify them definitively as Rob and Michele Reiner. We have our Robbery Homicide Division handling the investigation. They worked throughout the night on this case and were able to take into custody Nick Reiner, a suspect in this case. He was subsequently booked for murder and is being held on $4 million bail. Pretty much that's what I can share at this point, but again, a very, very tragic incident.
Can you talk about, I know Deputy Hamilton talked about the search warrant and how important that was the inside. Can you talk about where that played a role in this and what you guys needed in order to gain access?
Yeah, you know, we use search warrants to be able to further our investigation, as you know, on all of these cases. I wouldn't be in a position to talk specifically about what the object of the search warrant was, but it's a critical piece of our investigations to be able to ensure down the road a prosecution. Thank you all very much.
Thank you, everybody. Great. And then LAPD on that side.
Perfect. So this is going to be an update on the homicide investigation of Rob Reiner and Michele Reiner. You're going to hear from the Chief of Police, Jim McDonald from the Los Angeles Police Department, and the District Attorney, Nathan Hochman. Just want to level expectations. We will allow some time for questions, but because of this is a preliminary investigation still, very active. It's being filed as we speak. There's not a lot we're going to be able to say right now. Also, if you would, please put one question at a time so that we can hear the question and answer it appropriately. So if we could have that decorum in here. DA Nathan Hochman.
My name is Nathan Hochman. I'm the District Attorney of Los Angeles County. Today I'm here to announce that our office will be filing charges against Nick Reiner, who is accused of killing his parents, actor-director Rob Reiner, and photographer-producer Michele Singer-Reiner. These charges will be 2 counts of first-degree murder with the special circumstance of multiple murders. He also faces a special allegation that he personally used a dangerous and deadly weapon, that being a knife. These charges carry a maximum sentence of life in prison without the possibility of parole or the death penalty. No decision at this point has been made with respect to the death penalty. We have requested, and currently Nick Reiner is being held without bail. Now, in announcing these charges, I also want to announce that they're just that. They are charges. Charges are not evidence. Evidence is something that we will be presenting in a court of law to meet the standard of proof we meet in every criminal case, which is beyond a reasonable doubt, to 12 jurors who will unanimously have to find that we've met that standard to prove the charges we bring to court. Right now, with respect to the process, once the charges get filed this afternoon, Nick Reiner will be then brought to court. He is going through medical clearance, something that everybody who gets arrested and gets held in a Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department jail goes through. Once he is medically cleared, he will be brought to court to be arraigned on these charges. At that point, he will enter a plea of guilty or not guilty. Now, prosecuting these cases involving family members are some of the most challenging and most heart-wrenching cases that this office faces because of the intimate and often brutal nature of the crimes involved. Rob Reiner was a brilliant actor and director, an iconic force in our entertainment industry for decades. His wife, Michele Singer-Reiner, was an equally iconic photographer and producer. Their loss is beyond tragic, and we will commit ourselves to bringing their murderer to justice. I want to thank LAPD Chief McDonald, who is here today, along with Deputy Chief Alan Hamilton from the LAPD, and LAPD Captain Scott Williams, and the entire Robbery Homicide Division, who literally has been working around the clock to gather the evidence that have led to the charges we're going to be filing today. Also from my office, I have Assistant District Attorney Maria Ramirez. I have Director of Specialized Prosecutions John McKinney. I have our Head Deputy of Major Crimes, Craig Hum. And I have the 2 prosecutors who will be leading the prosecution in this case, Assistant Head Deputy of Major Crimes, Habib Balian, and Deputy District Attorney for Major Crimes, Jonathan Chung. They will bring their decades of experience to holding this murderer accountable for his actions. At this point, again, you will hear in the media rumors, you will hear speculation, you will hear hearsay. What I'm asking everyone to do is to rely on trusted sources. If it doesn't come from the District Attorney's Office, from LAPD, from the Coroner's Office, or from the courtroom itself, then there's a good chance you are hearing misinformation. because at the appropriate time, the actual evidence involved in this case will be presented in a court of law. So I ask for your patience until that is done. But again, please do not rely on rank speculation, rumor, or hearsay to believe that you understand anything about what went on in this case. I'd now like to turn it over to Chief McDonald.
Thank you. Well, good afternoon, and thank you all for being here today. And it's with deep sadness that I address the tragic loss of Robert and Michele Reiner. On December 14, 2025, LAPD officers from our West Los Angeles division responded to a death investigation at the 200 block of South Chadbourne Avenue, which is in the Brentwood section of Los Angeles. Upon entering the residence, they discovered the bodies of Mr. and Mrs. Reiner. Detectives from our Robbery Homicide Division Homicide Special Section immediately initiated a comprehensive investigation. The evidence gathered led to the arrest of their son, Nick Reiner, who was taken into custody later that night without incident in the Exposition Park section of our city. Today, the Los Angeles County District Attorney's Office has formally filed charges against Mr. Reiner for the murder of his parents. This case is heartbreaking and deeply personal, not only for the Reiner family and their loved ones, but for our entire city. We extend our deepest condolences to all of those who were affected by this tragedy. I want to take a moment to recognize and thank our criminal justice partners, the District Attorney's Office led by D.A. Hochman, and everyone who worked tirelessly on this investigation. Their swift action, professionalism, and commitment to justice have been instrumental in bringing clarity and accountability to this case. The LAPD remains steadfast in our mission to protect life and uphold justice. We will continue to support the Reiner family and ensure that every step forward is taken with care, dignity, and resolve. Thank you.
We'll now take some questions. Yes, right here in the front.
Mr. Attorney, could you talk about why you feel this case rises to special circumstances?
So special circumstances is a situation where one of the enumerated factors that lead to elevating in some ways a first-degree murder case to a special circumstance first-degree murder case occurs. One of those special circumstances is called multiple murders. Here we have two, and it qualifies under the definition of multiple murders to allege the special circumstance in this particular case.
Chief,
I saw over here.
Nick Reiner found, and was there any evidence on him indicating a crime, and did he say anything?
Yeah, he was found with good, solid police work, investigative tools used by Robbery Homicide and Gang and Narcotic Division detectives with the U.S. Marshal Service Task Force involved as well. So we're thankful for the work that was done. I won't go into talking about what was found or anything that could potentially taint the investigation.
Chief, one quick follow-up question,
Yeah.
sir. Given Nick's history of drug use, was there any indication that he was under the influence at the time of this crime?
No, thank you again. That's another question I can't touch.
And following up on that, is there any evidence of mental illness in his background?
Yeah, you can touch that.
I'm sorry, please repeat the question.
Is there any evidence of mental illness in his background beyond the addiction?
The evidence, any evidence, if there is any, of mental illness for his background will be coming out in the hearings that will occur. We anticipate, again, after the arraignment, the process will go through the normal process a case like this goes through. At the appropriate time, if there is evidence of mental illness, it will be presented in court and in whatever detail the defense seeks to do that. Yes, right here.
Are you anticipating any kind of significant delay in bringing this case to trial on the basis perhaps that Nick may have to undergo significant psychological evaluation, which would also give your people what they need in the way of background for what might describe why his actions happened the way they did?
We don't anticipate any significant delay more than is involved in a first-degree murder case with special circumstances. These are some of the most serious charges that a DA's office can bring against anyone. And we anticipate that the discovery that we will produce to the defense will be robust. It will be very involved. They'll want adequate time to review it. They'll want to go through every single factor that they can ascertain in the defense of Mr. Nick Reiner. So again, this will proceed along the tracks that many of the first-degree murder cases proceed. Do I anticipate it being particularly fast? No. I anticipate it being very thorough. Yes, right here.
Cause of death and time of death. Can you share any information about that?
We are not at this time. Yes.
Mr. Hoffman?
Yes, right here.
Did other members of the Reiner family help with your investigation so far, and did they provide any information or assistance which led to Nick being arrested?
Let me defer to the chief on this.
Good. Hi, I'm Deputy Chief Alan Hamilton, Chief of Detectives. We don't have any specific information we're going to release at this time regarding the family's information they provided. As we move forward, that information will be discussed in the appropriate venue, which will be the court.
Can you tell us? Yes, in the front here.
Sorry for the chief. Can you talk anything more about just not the condition that Nick was in when he was arrested? Was he a resident? Was he walking around? Was he observed by people in the neighborhood? Like anything else you can tell us about the nature?
Yeah. So specifically, he was arrested in a public area, in the Exposition Park area near the University of Southern California campus. He was approached by the officers, and he was arrested without incident. There were no indications that he was going to resist or anything like that. He didn't flee or anything like that. He was taken into custody without issue, and he was transported to our police headquarters facility.
Take a question back there, yes.
Murder weapon found?
He has been alleged, one of these special allegations is that the murder was committed with a deadly weapon or a knife. As to where and how the weapon was located or will be located, that will actually be evidence we'll present in court.
Mr. Hoffman. Two more questions. Mr. Hoffman.
Let me take a question over here.
Give us a timeline of when you think the murders occurred, because now we know that there was an altercation on Saturday night at a party. Do we know that this happened Saturday night or maybe Sunday morning?
I'll defer to the chief on this one.
Yeah, we don't have that kind of specificity yet. We're waiting the coroner to be able to try and determine as best they can at this point time of death.
Chief, who called 911?
Chief McDonald.
Who called 911?
Mr. Hoffman, can
we'll take the question back there.
Yes, can you tell us who called 911?
Chief, we got a radio call from fire department.
I can. Okay, so in terms of how the Los Angeles Police Department became aware, it was a request from the Los Angeles Fire Department, who responded to the scene first. We responded to their request for assistance at the scene of the incident. Our initial West LA officers that responded determined that a crime had occurred, and they immediately notified our robbery homicide division. They've responded, and they have taken over the investigation since that point.
Thank you, everybody.
We'll take one more question. I'll take it right here.
I know you're hesitant to talk about sensitive evidence, but based on the evidence collected to support these charges, did that include an admission by the defendant to the alleged crime?
So any statements made by the defendant at any point in time would be the type of evidence we will be presenting in court. I'll take one last question right here.
Sorry, I have a question.
Hold on one second. I just identified this gentleman.
Oh, I thought you were pointing at me.
Sorry.
We have an estimated time for completion of the autopsy and the information coming from the medical examiner to your office and to the detectives in the case.
We do not have the estimated time that it will take. We know that they're working on it expeditiously, but as to when they deliver it, we do not have that estimated time. I'll take that one last question back there.
I was just wondering, I know these types of cases are especially difficult. How much do you take into account what the family wants when it comes to charges when you're dealing with a domestic situation like that? And does that factor into whether you will go after life of parole or possibly death penalty?
In these cases, like any of these cases, we will take the thoughts and desires of the family into consideration in making our decision. Thank you all very much.
How is the arrangement? When do you celebrities visit? Is the team affecting evidence?
Thanks, guys. Where's my team? I don't want to lose them. I'm not concerned with you guys. Exactly. Nice to see you again.
Hey, can I get a card? I'm mentioning here.
Of course. Yeah. And I like the questions.
Hey, Alan, how was court today? How'd it go in there today, Alan?
Did anybody text Jermaine? Okay. Make some room.
Just to confirm.
Hey, guys, out of the way. So you can get through. Out of the way.
Correct. And his reason for not coming today, I know we talked about it on the elevator, but why is he here?
Every inmate has to be medically cleared before they can be transported to court. He has not been medically cleared. It's just a procedure.
Going in the building?
MCJ, Vince County Jail.
Just to triple confirm, the murder case is not filed.
I have not received any filing, and I don't believe the court has received any filing. We'll be back day to day. The bailiff has indicated that the sheriff's department will take it on a day-by-day basis, and so hopefully he'll be cleared tomorrow. Then we'll get it there.
And again, the reason why we're not having it today.
Oh my goodness! How many more times do I have to say it?
Sorry,
Eric. Why is he not here today?
Medical clearance.
He's not been medically cleared.
That's right.
Not medically cleared.
Correct. Every single inmate goes through a medical clearance before they can be transported to court. Every one of them.
Okay.
And that's a process. It's just a procedural issue. And he has not yet been medically cleared. So we'll be there hopefully tomorrow.
Do you mind, can you describe his state of mind at all?
He's not here.
I understand that.
I haven't seen him.
At all?
No. I'm not saying that. I've seen him today.
Have you had any communication?
I'm not commenting any further than the procedural issues today.
Can you tell us who's retained you? Who retained you?
No. As I said, Eric, I'm not commenting any further than the procedures. Is that you in the baseball cap?
Mr. Jackson, what's the plan here?
Oh, there he is.
See him? Yeah. Let's go.
What's the plan here, sir?
Where are we heading?
We're going to go this direction here.
Yeah, we're going
to go this direction.
Okay, I'll just follow you. Sure.
Mr. Jackson, anything you can tell us about why you're here today? Okay, that's it? Well,
Good morning, Your Honor. Alan Jackson, along with Caleb Mason and Elizabeth Little, and Mortimer Jackson, appointed on behalf of Mr. Reiner, who's currently present in court in custody. Thank you.
Good morning, Your Honor. Habib Balian for the people.
Jonathan Chung for the people, Your Honor. Thank you. And counsel, how would you like to proceed today?
Your Honor, if we could, I would like to ask for a continuance of the arraignment. I want to get it complete at this juncture. It's too early. We've coordinated with counsel from the DA's office, and January 7th, with the court's permission, will be a convenient date for us to come back for potential arraignment.
Thank you. At this time, I'll take a waiver, speedy arraignment waiver from your client.
Thank you.
Mr. Reiner, do you have a constitutional and statutory right to speedy arraignment? Your counsel is requesting that your arraignment be continued to January 7, 2026. Do you waive your right to a speedy arraignment so that your arraignment can be heard on January 7, 2026? And does counsel join in the waiver?
I join, Your Honor.
The court finds that the defendant has made a knowing and intelligent waiver of his right to a speedy arraignment, and that his counsel joins in that waiver. Matter set January 7, 2026 for arraignment in this department. Bail to stand at no bail. Anything further on the case?
Not by the defense, Your Honor.
Anything further?
No, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. Can you put that phone down? Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I just have a couple of quick words. First of all, and most importantly, This is a devastating tragedy that has befallen the Reiner family. We all recognize that. Our hearts go out to the entire Reiner family. There are very, very complex and serious issues that are associated with this case. These need to be thoroughly but very carefully dealt with and examined and looked at and analyzed. We ask that process you allow the system to move forward in the way that it was designed to move forward, not with a rush to judgment, not with jumping to conclusions, but with restraint and with dignity and with the respect that this system and this process deserves and that the family deserves. So with that, we are set for January 7th for an arraignment. That's the next court date, and that's all I have to say at this point. There may be more at some other point, but today we're going to rest on where we stand procedurally, which is this was a continuance of arraignment. Nothing happened today substantively. We'll be back for an arraignment in the same department on the 7th of January. We'll see you then.
All right. Great job in putting that together. I got the thumbs up. All right. So what do you guys think? What do you guys think? Pammy loves the old TV Zoom. What do you guys think about all that? I guess it was all right, so we have one final thing while you guys are thinking about that. So, Reiner family breaks their silence. The son and daughter of Rob and Michele Reiner have broken their silence days after their sibling Nick allegedly deleted their beloved, iconic Hollywood parents in their Brentwood home. Jake and Romy Reiner said in a statement first obtained by a source, "Words cannot even begin to describe the unimaginable pain we are experiencing every moment of the day. The horrific and devastating loss of our parents, Rob and Michele Reiner, is something that no one should ever experience. They weren't just our parents, they were our best friends. We are grateful for the outpouring of condolences, kindness, and support we have received, not only from family and friends, but people from all walks of life. We now ask for respect and privacy, for speculation to be tempered with compassion and humanity, and for our parents to be remembered for their incredible lives they lived and the love they gave." That's really sweet. Nick Reiner has been charged with 2 counts of first degree. He appeared briefly in court Wednesday without entering a plea. He also faces a special circumstance allegation that he personally used a dangerous and deadly weapon, specifically a knife. Romy is the one who discovered her parents' stabbed and bloody bodies Sunday afternoon. She told police her brother Nick was dangerous and should be considered a suspect. Police then arrested Nick hours later in downtown Los Angeles without incident. He is being held on watch at Men's Central Jail in Los Angeles without bond. Charges could get him the DP or life in prison if convicted. So. Just kind of reading. So, LA robbery homicide detective showed up at the hotel where Nick was staying, looking for weapons, blood, other evidence. Law enforcement source acknowledged that detective showed up at the Pierside Santa Monica Hotel Monday around 1 a.m., telling the front desk clerk he was there to do a welfare check on Nick Reiner, who is staying in room 207. When told, the detective said he was concerned Nick may have disposed of a weapon connected to a violent crime. The detective also believed Nick may have cleaned up and disposed of evidence. The hotel staff took the detective up to room 207. So a housekeeper cleaned up Nick's room late Sunday morning, where she discovered blood in the shower as well as blood on the bed sheets. Nick checked in around 4:15 a.m. Sunday. So it was Sunday morning, early Sunday morning, 4:15. Hotel staffer believed he was tweaked out. The report says that the staffer believed Nick was high on some sort of stimulant. Another source says when Nick checked in, he bought 4 Heineken beers and a bottle of water that were inside the hotel lobby shop. The beers were non-alcoholic. So room 207 has been sealed off. So apparently he checked in at 4:15 the night of. All right. So we're learning more and more information. Let's see what this shows. So he was apprehended around 9:15 p.m. Sunday. So he checked in at 4:15 a.m. and then 9:15 he was arrested. So at 12:16 a.m., there's a video of him strolling outside on the sidewalk before the Reiners are believed to have been murdered. All right. So that's all good news to know. That is an old photo. Yeah, that is an old photo. He has much shorter hair now. Yep. Yeah, apparently they were non-alcoholic. Grampy says, Aaron, that was great, or that was excellent. Thank you, Grampy. Crazy Mary Joe, good job, Aaron. This timeline is all over the place. I know, right? Selena, thank you for covering this. I'm very interested in this one. We are too. Hopefully it'll be streamed. Somebody in chat way earlier said that Alan asked for possibly no cameras or for it to not be streamed. So that'll really stink. Yeah, the hotel said they didn't know if Nick knew that they were non-alcoholic. So, yeah, of course, California does stream trials. We've covered a couple, Monica Cementili, Carlos Dominguez are two that jump to mind. So we know California streams them, and Monica was in LA, of course. So we know California streams trials, but somebody in chat, I forget who, remind me if you're listening, if you're still with us, that Alan Jackson asked for possibility of cameras not being present. So we'll see. We'll see if that comes to fruition. I don't know. All right, I'm just going to add a redirect to our next stream. I'm going to take just a little bit of a break. We're going to break until 1 o'clock, but nope, way too many celebrities involved. I would hope it's streamed. I do hope it's streamed. Snowcatish. I do hope it's streamed. It's an important trial. It's a sad trial. It's a huge public interest trial. I mean, there's a lot of reasons for this to be streamed. Not only just the visibility, the celebrity of it all, but the way it happened. I mean, so many people that society knows. Not only the Reiners, but they were at the party that night of Conan O'Brien. There were lots of celebrities there. It's a very public event, incident, whatever you want to call it. So I would hope that it would be streamed. I hope it would be streamed. Yeah, OJ was televised. The Menendez brothers, absolutely. Yes, we'll break until 1. We're going to break until 1. Snowcash, I hope it's streamed. I don't think it will be. I heard that in chat too, but never saw where AJ asked for no streaming. I hope it's streamed. If they can stream Menendez, stream this too. Lily Wayne says, yeah, well, that was a long time ago. That was 30 years ago, 35 years ago. So we'll see. We'll see. Skybell, same location as OJ. Selena, OJ was televised. Yep. Justice for Rob and Michelle. Yes, on to the next one. All right. For the sake of the family, I actually hope that it won't be streamed, Jade says. Johnny Depp was streamed. It was Celebrity. Yeah, that was in Virginia. The only difference I would say that was in Virginia. Sneaky side. Thankfully, Nick doesn't drive, so there won't be a Bronco. So good to see you, Sneaky, and Tennis Girl. So many folks from way back in the day are with us today. So appreciate you guys popping in and joining us. So all right. So I have a redirect set up. We're going to go focus now on the next trial, which is starting in January. Sarah Grace Patrick, and yes, Johnny and Amber were civil, of course. Hellrider, sorry, but I feel nothing for this loser. Nick took his parents' lives like a coward. Yeah, I mean, I don't. If he's mentally unstable, then that's one thing. If he was just, tweaked out on substances, then that's just even worse. Joanne says every defendant deserves a rigorous defense. AJ will certainly do that for sure. Brett, see you after the portal. Absolutely. Sorry, dumb humor. Love you guys. Hope you have a good break. Aw, your humor is never dumb. We love it. All right. Yep. See you at 1. Okay. I'm going to take a break. Got to feed the kitties. Or should we feed the kitties here? We could do kitty cam. Let's do kitty cam. We'll feed the kitties here, and then I'll end it. All right. Let's do kitty cam for a little while, and then we'll go over to the other stream. So I'll do kitty cam. I can actually do a full screen. I can actually do a full screen. Here, we'll do a full screen. And then we'll do kitty cam. Boop. All right. Yeah, this is fun. This will be serendipitous. We'll do kitty cam. Here's some music for you guys. Now, hold on. Let me find another some other music for you. Do we have Chandler still? Oh shoot, we don't have full Chandler. How about Daisy? Nope. Bianca. All right, we'll do Bianca. Bianca will be appropriate. All right, so some kitty cam. All right, see you guys in like half an hour.
Lately I've been staring at the dark. Turn my inner demons into art. Struggle with the pain inside my heart. Wish I didn't care about what they say. What you want to say, what you want to say, what you want to say, what you want. Say what you want to say, 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 what you want to no one.
Trying to sort myself out here. Trying to remember which thing I'm on. All right. So with that, we are going to excuse me, say goodbye. And let me make sure I have my redirect set up. Did you guys notice that Super Ball, once Super Ball got on the playground, like everybody split? Everybody split because the big bully was the big bully here. Seriously, that's mine. Come on, that's mine. Stop. The big bully was on the playground. And now you're going to sit right. Yep. Hi. Oh, hi. Yeah. Hi. Now she's going to sit right there. Okay. Let me just make sure I've got my redirect set up. All right, redirect is ready to go. All right, guys, thank you for joining us. Super Ball says thank you for joining us as well. Yeah, she is the queen, the boss, and all that. Thank you for joining us on this stream about Rob and Michele Singer and Nick Reiner. We appreciate you guys watching. I have a redirect set up for our next stream, going over to Sarah Grace Patrick. So thank you for watching. Thank you to our mods. Thank you to Aaron for putting together that really in-depth and very informative timeline of press releases and Nick's arraignment. So with that, Super Ball and I say goodbye. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you over at the next stream. Have a good one, guys. Bye.